Chapter 16. We are still in discuss the pulse part. Still talking about the pulse relationship with the illness or maybe syndromes. So the pulse moving, basically you can changing the vessels, moving of the vessels to the pulse. So originally we know we have 3 sections, but what means non-indication? So basically the pulse, when we talking about right now, we're talking about the 3 section and the non-indication, like in our 寸关指 pulse. We say we have 寸 pulse, we have 关 pulse, we have 指 pulse. But each location we can separate with superficial or heavens level. And the middle, human beings level, and the earth, deep level. So together, that's Nan part here. That's Nan part here. 寸关指 pulse in the superficial level, middle level, and the deeper level. But truly in ancient time, they separate the pulse, in different parts, like some pulse in the head, like we talking about last week. Head and neck, we can feel the pulse, like stomach 南 area, and even actual points 太阳 area, we can feel the pulse. And the 三焦 22 area, we can feel the pulse. That's upper level. Then middle part, hand part, we can feel the pulse. Axillary area, we can feel the pulse like heart 1. And the lower part of body, still earth level. We still can feel the pulse like kidney 3 and stomach 42. And we still can feel the pulse in the superficial level, middle level, and the deeper level. So that's still non-indications meaning here. Just means different levels. And also we feel the pulse, we feel yin and yang. So basically, pulse yin and yang. Generally say yang pulse is strong, faster. Yin pulse is weaker and slow. And we also can feel the pulse by the pressure, heavy or lighter. So generally say lighter pressure without pulse is yang pulse. Heavy pressure without pulse is yin pulse because it's deeper. So basically from the pulse, we can lot of different way can feel it, and we got a lot of different informations. So they just put a 60 information here, look like marching or heaven stream and earth stream, the circle there. So just means big number there. It's not truly we necessarily have 60 different kind of pulse in there. So that including the heaven number, including the earth number. We have yin pulse, we have yang pulse. We got a lot of information from the pulse. And also the pulse follow the season changing. So that's we just talking about in that chapter. So the field pulse, like in the ancient time, the surgeons. So basically, we see Nan Jing is ancient times book already, but they still talking about the like ancient time from Nanjing. Yeah. So the time, I think you're changing the distance here to time. Yeah. Time from surgeons, like some great practitioner or doctors, to now is so long. It's so long. It's a pretty long time from ancient time to here. And everybody have their way to feel the pulse. How we can say which one is right, which one is not right. Yeah, who is corrected, who is incorrected. So that's so long time up to now. So long time up to now. And how we can say it's right or not right, who is right or who is not right. Yeah. So that's just the question here. Then we see the answers. Yeah, then we see the answers. So any kind of illness, so basically they will separate with internal disorder and external disorder. And they will have some symptoms show up. So that's basically we can coming from the symptoms. Then we know that's internal disorder or maybe external disorder. Then ask again. Yeah. So what kind of symptoms they should be look like? Still explanations in here. So like if we feel the pulse, is the liver pulse. So we have no liver pulse is the very pulse already. If external reason cause the problems, then we can see external evidence. So patients tight appears, like to clear itself, and a little bit green face, and people easily angry. So that's the liver pulse, we feel it. and external evidence like this. And internal, internal evidence. So internal evidence, T moving to the left side of the navels. If we pressure there, and the patient feel painful in there, and a little bit harder there. So that's some symptoms there. And other symptoms, other symptoms. The limbs, stiffness, and swollen. And also possible dripping urine. And difficult stool here, like usually we talking about constipations. And also twist muscles, usually we use the words spasm, muscle spasm. So then talking about last symptoms, relationship with the liver. If patient will feel the liver pulse, have these symptoms, that means liver's illness. If we only feel the liver pulse, but no symptoms show up, that's not liver's illness. So that's still tell us when we make a diagnosis, we are not only feel the pulse, we need to see the whole pictures of the patient and all the symptoms of the patient. So that's give us some typically symptoms relationship with liver. So if liver have external disorder, what kind of symptoms there? If have internal symptoms, what they look like. So that's basically talking about liver's illness. When we moving to the heart, we say we feel the heart pulse. We mentioned before what the heart pulse look like. And it's the heart like, we feel the, if we got the heart pulse, and the external symptoms should be, external symptoms should be red face, dry mouth, and the patient pretty easily to laugh. That's external symptoms show up. Internal symptoms show up. So moving T about the navels. When pressured, it's a little bit harder and the pain in there. So right now you may easily understanding why we talking about liver qi go to left side of the navels. So basically still 5 elements stuff. Still 5 elements stuff. So if we put the patient here, if we're looking from back part of the patient, I like this way. I like this way. Looking from back part of the patient, that's left side of the patient. That's the right side of the patient. That's the upper part of patient, that's the lower part of patient. So we still can put a 5 elements chart here. That's the liver, that's the heart, that's the lung, that's the kidney. So exactly the same, like we put 5 elements chart there, like a 河图 chart in there, yeah, like 河图 chart in there. So that's why when we talking about the liver, we say T mainly moving to left side of the umbilicus, Now we talking about heart, we say T mainly moving to above part of the umbilicus and the painful in there. So basically still of 5 elements in there. And then talking about some other symptoms. Yeah. Other symptoms. Uncomfortable feeling on the heart. Kind of heavy blocking. So just some uncomfortable feeling in the heart area. And painful. And also can cause some heat condition. Hot, still, especially in the center of the plums. And possible some dry vomiting. So basically, heart belong to the fear. Fear is kind of heat. So that's basically some other symptoms. So including together, yeah. If we got hard pulse, we got symptoms, including external symptoms or signs, or internal symptoms and signs, or maybe other symptoms and signs. So that means patient have heart issue. If we only got the heart pulse, but no symptoms show up, that means not heart issue. So pretty similar like we talking about the liver. We got the pulse, and then we got the symptoms. So in other words, we need a full-way diagnosis. Even we say pulse is so important, but we need to follow other symptoms also, not only follow the pulse. So that's the hard part. Then talking about the spleen. So basically in full seasonal part, they didn't especially talking about the spleen pulse. So basically spleen pulse look like not too faster, not too slow, not too hard, not too softer, just in the middle location, that kind of pulse. We say that's the spleen pulse. So nothing special there. And still, like we feel the pulse, spleen pulse, Then we're looking if patient have some symptoms relationship. The symptoms, external symptoms or signs, yellow face. Certainly yellow color go to the spleen. And the patient easily breathing, kind of a hiccup. Yeah, hiccup. I think usually we use the hiccup. Breathing sometimes we use for liver issue. And thinking too much. Yes, thinking too much. And especially pick up some food like prefer sugar or sweet food. That's external evidence. And the internal evidence. So basically we say T moving to the not the right, or right on the navel. Okay. Yeah, T moving to the navel. Yeah, T moving to the umbilicus area. It's not go to right side. Yeah, it's not go to right side. Right at, yeah, right at, and the umbilicus area. And then if we're passing there, patient feel some more harder and painful in there. So that's external evidence. And certainly they may have some other symptoms. The other symptoms, swollen and firmness in the abdominal area, and poor digestions. Body feel heavy, and the joints pain. So body heavy, basically spleen TNT not working. And the joints pain, still some dampness can go to the joints. Like we're talking about different kind of B syndromes. And some dampness go to there still can cause like a joint pain, joint heaviness. And the patient easily tired. And prefer to lay down because tired. And unable to pull his four limbs together. So basically talking about limbs heaviness. And also some dampness there is hard to moving. Still just tired. Yeah, still just tired. So that's we say if we feel the spleen pulse, then we got the symptoms relationship with spleen. That's the spleen issue. If we only got spleen pulse, but we didn't got spleen symptoms, that is not spleen's issue. So that's basically in this part. Then we go to the lung. So still feel the lung pulse. Yeah, feel the lung pulse. We say lung pulse, hairline. Yeah, hairline. Hiring. So on the superficial, pretty slightly, we can feel it. If we feel the lung pulse, and then we see the patients have some, if they have some symptoms, external symptoms look like a white face. Yes, certainly long color is the white. And patient pretty easily to sneezing. So lung open to the nose. Yeah. Lung have some trouble. Patient easily sneezing. And the emotions is grief. Grief without joy. Sometimes we also can thinking about sadness. Yes, sadness. I think that's the usually words we use for long sadness. So certainly people sadness will without joy. Yeah, no happy. And pretty easily to cry. So that's the lung issue. And the internal evidence. Yeah, internal evidence. So T moving to the right side of the umbilicus. Pretty follow or chart 5 elements and a different organ. If they have some trouble, Qi will move into that part mainly. And if we passing there, it's more harder and painful there. So pretty similar like we talking about other organ before. And still, still possible have other symptoms. Yeah, possible have other symptoms. Short breath or difficult breathing, and cough, and also aversion to cold or chill, and fever same time. So that's also possible. Yeah, also possible. That's basically we talking about EPI evading here. External passenger EPI evading cause patient chill and fever same time. So that's organ relationship internally belong to the lung. Belong to the lung. So if this show up some symptoms there, and then we also got lung pulse. That means lung have disorder. If we got lung pulse, but no symptoms show up, now lung not affected. So that's about the lung part. Okay, now we're moving to the kidney. Yeah, now we're moving to kidney. So when we feel the kidney pulse, so still remember the kidney pulse, deeper, stone-like, deeper, stone-like. So if we feel the kidney pulse, then we looking other symptoms and signs. What's the other symptoms and signs for the kidney? Black face. Black color is the kidney color. Yeah, black color is the kidney color. And the emotions, emotions, fear. So people easily to fear. And easily to yam. Yeah, easily to yam. So basically, the yam is kind of a deficiency. Yeah, yam is kind of deficiency. So that's basically kind of a deficiency in there. And the kidney truly holding basically like a body essence in there. If it deficiency, people easily to yam. And the internal symptoms or signs, we're still talking about the T moving below the umbilicus area. So still 5 elements picture, which is put a 5 elements picture there. Kidney located below the umbilicus. And if we passing there, it's harder and painful in there. So that's generally external symptoms and internal symptoms. Then we still have other symptoms, relationship with the kidney. So Qi moving to wrong directions, upward. So kidney qi let be complicated. So we say kidney, we have some question, functions. Grasp qi go down. And so certainly, if kidney couldn't grasp qi go down, it will be like go upward. That's usually we talking about like people asthma or difficult breathing. Could be possible caused by kidney couldn't grasp qi go down. So that's some qi issues in there. And also possible got painful in the lower abdominal area. That's truly by the 5 elements below the umbilicus. That's truly the kidney area. So people easily got painful in there. And the diarrhea. That's mainly still talking about kidney function here, like a kidney yang. Yeah. Kidney yang deficiency kind of patient easily got diarrhea, especially in the early morning diarrhea, because kidney yang couldn't hold it in there. And also feel some heaviness and something moving down in the lower abdominal area, like a kidney couldn't hold into lower orifice there. So we say kidney control ear or open to the ear, control ear as upper orifice. Kidney also have functions, control 2 lower orifice. So if kidney couldn't properly control 2 lower orifice, one problem, people couldn't control urination. Another problem, people couldn't control their bowel movement. So that's basically relationship. And also can feel cold feeling down to the feet, to the leg area. So that's basically with the lower part of the body belong to the kidney. And the kidney is the water organ. So that's mainly cause the cold feeling in lower part of the body, including lower back, including the feet and the leg. So that's the other symptoms. relationship with the kidney. Then we say, if we see these symptoms, does the kidney getting sick or ill? If we only feel the kidney pulse, but we didn't see any of the symptoms relationship with kidney, thus kidney not affected. So that's basically tell us when we feel the different organs pulse clinically, we need to see other symptoms and signs. Then we put together. So patient not necessary to have all the symptoms, all the signs, but they must be have some of them. Then we diagnose the related organs disorder. Otherwise, we couldn't only including the pulse to say people go to special organs disorders. So that's basically about this chapter.